Ginger Rogers, who was a distant cousin of Lucille Ball, was born Virginia Catherine McMath on July 16, 1911. She was a legendary American actress, dancer, and singer whose career spanned 6 decades. Rogers' parents divorced shortly after her birth. Her parents had engaged in a custody battle where her father went to the extent of kidnapping her on 2 occasions. Her mother, Layla E. Rogers, then married John Logan Rogers, and they moved to Fort Worth, Texas. Her mother took on the role of a theater critic for the local newspaper, the Fort Worth Record. Rogers embraced John's surname as her own, even though she was never legally adopted. She had received the name Ginger from her younger cousin, who struggled to pronounce Virginia accurately. From a young age, Rogers showed an interest in dance, frequently performing at local charity events and school productions. By the age of 14, she had already won a Charleston dance contest. Rogers briefly collaborated on a vaudeville act with her first husband, Jack Culpepper, known as Jack Pepper, specializing in singing and comedy. Their partnership, billed as Ginger and Pepper, had a shorter lifespan than their marriage. In New York City, Rogers performed at the Paramount Theater on Broadway in 1929. This marked her first stage role as the ingenue in the musical Top Speed, garnering critical acclaim and capturing the attention of Paramount Pictures, which signed her to a 7-year contract. In 1930, Rogers made her feature film debut in Young Man of Manhattan. The film featured Rogers as Puff Randolph, delivering the memorable line, "Cigarette me, big boy," which became a national catchphrase. In the 1933 film 42nd Street, she displayed her exceptional tap dancing skills. In 1933, she signed with RKO to star in Flying Down to Rio, a romantic comedy featuring Fred Astaire. While it marked Rogers' 20th film appearance, Astaire had only made his second appearance on the screen. Together, they starred in 10 films between 1933 and 1949. "I did everything Fred did, only backwards and in high heels." Ginger Rogers. Rogers proved her versatility by excelling in a variety of roles. In Kitty Foyle in 1940, she took on a dramatic role that earned her the Academy Award for Best Actress, becoming Hollywood's highest-paid actress. Having severed ties with RKO, Rogers moved freely among studios, selecting quality projects like Billy Wilder's comedy The Major and the Minor in 1942. Despite her successes, the decline of her leading lady status became evident in the late 1940s. Rogers faced her fair share of challenges. Her personal life was marked by a series of marriages and divorces, reflecting the complexities of navigating fame and relationships. In the 1950s and early 1960s, Rogers navigated through features and television. She married Jacques Bergerac in 1953, but the union lasted only 4 years. In 1961, she married William Marshall, and in 1969, she divorced him. Rogers experienced a career resurgence in 1970 with a successful Broadway run in Hello, Dolly, and later with Mame in London. While her screen career waned, Rogers made numerous appearances on talk and variety shows. She stayed connected with Astaire, presenting him with a Special Academy Award in 1950. In 1986, Rogers fulfilled her lifelong ambition to direct an off-Broadway production of Babes in Arms. Her final screen appearance occurred in a 1987 episode of Hotel, followed by the publication of her autobiography, Ginger My Story, in 1991. In 1986, Fred Astaire said, "All the girls I ever danced with thought they couldn't do it, so they always cried. All except Ginger. No, Ginger never cried." Her last public appearance was in March 1995, receiving the Women's International Center Living Legend Award. Rogers, a passionate artist, created numerous paintings, sculptures, and sketches during her leisure hours, yet she could never muster the heart to part with any of them for sale. On April 25, 1995, Rogers passed away at the age of 83 due to congestive heart failure at her winter home in Rancho Mirage, California. She was interred at Oakwood Memorial Park in Chatsworth, California, beside her mother and near Fred Astaire's grave. "You've got to stand for something, or you'll fall for anything." Ginger Rogers.